Hey everyone, Bobi here. Today I'm gonna show you how to solve Kioptrix level 4 from VulnHub. It was really interesting, especially the root part. I learned a new trick on MySQL, but I'm gonna show you how I did it. So, going on Kali, I ran netdiscover to find the IP of the box, and I'm actually running the box on VMware Fusion, so it's running here. All right, and I ran nmap on it, and the nmap output is this one. So I ran nmap minus a minus on nmap txt as usual, and IP, which is this one. Oh, sorry, this one. 172.16.1.190, and as you can see, it has 4 open ports: Samba, HTTP, and SSH. So what I did is, if you go to the HTTP page to port 80, it's 172.16.1.190, like that. And you see it's like a login page. So there's nothing in the source code of the page. Only this check login PHP, which we're gonna talk about later. Um, so if you do a basic SQL injection like that, you see that MySQL numRows, there's a SQL error here going on. So what I did is I cut the request from burp and run SQLMap on it. So usually when I run SQLMap, I do SQLMap minus R and specify the request file like that. So you see the request file looks like this. Alright, so it's basically the login, the post login requests on this login form. But how do you catch the request? Well, first you need to open up burp. Yeah, and in the meanwhile, I'm gonna put a proxy up. So you say open preferences like that, about preferences like this. Then go down all the way down and network settings, manual proxy. Okay. Start burp. Start burp like that. You to proxy, and then you hit login here, and it's gonna forward the request to the burp, and then you say send to repeater, so you see the actual request. This was laggy. Alright, so here in the repeater we have the request. The thing that I did is just like say copy the file and specify the location that you want to save it as. I have it here as request.file, so I'm not gonna save it anymore. And yeah, this was this is how you save the request file. Now I can close burp because I don't need it anymore. Yes, and I can put the no proxy back as it was before. Alright, so we're done with this. We go back. Okay. Well, now how do you continue? Well, clearly you have to use SQLMap on it, because I used to I love SQLMap because it's just like automating all the SQL injections, and also um, it dumps the the response. So how do you do it? Well, you say SQLMap minus R for request file, and you specify the request file. I saved it as request the rec underline file, and you say minus minus dump minus all, so it will dump all the information from the SQL database. And you hit enter, and I already have it. See, it already found the table names and everything in here. So I'm not gonna I saved the output, and I'm not gonna run it anymore because I saved the output in a txt file, and the output is this one. So after you run SQLMap on it, SQLMap -r the request file dump all, you're gonna get this as the result. You're gonna get 2 usernames and 2 passwords for yeah, each username, and you can use both here. Alright, so I used for John, but there's nothing here whatsoever, like nothing at all, not even in the source code, nothing interesting. And I'm gonna show you that for the other user is the same thing, Robert, and the password is this one. Yeah, nothing interesting. It actually says the same user. Like it says John and my name is John, even though I logged in as Robert. Alright, so yeah, nothing interesting on the webpage anymore. So my next step was, okay, how can I connect to the server? I have two credentials. How do I connect to it? Well, we have the SSH port open, and we also have the Samba port open. So at first I tried to connect via Samba using SMB client, but it didn't work. And then I just like I connected through the SSH. So you say well, let me cut the SQL response again. All right, SSH the user, which in our case is John, around, and the IP is 171.2.16.1.190. Hit enter, and you put a password, and its password is my name is John, like that. All right. So here we see that we are in a limited shell. See, it has forbidden path. You have 0 warnings left before getting kicked out. And if I do that again, I'm gonna get kicked out like that. I'm gonna connect back. So my name is John. All right, and I try to escape it, like the usual Python escape from got milk, basic privilege escalation. Control F, Python, yeah, this one, but it didn't work. And what I saw is that I can use these commands. I can use a cd, clear, echo, exit, help, etc. So I tried the echo one, which is echo system os.system bin bash, and it worked. Alright, so we got a shell, got a proper shell. So there's nothing here. There's nothing interesting in none of these users either. This user's folder either. I've tried to get linenum.sh from my host to this one, but wget doesn't work because I think it has a misconfigured or intentionally misconfigured IP table. So like there's no way of connecting to it. There's no way of connecting from the outside to the outside, sorry. And what I did then is I went to check this check login.php file that we have here. So it's on var/var/www, and it's this one, check login.php, and you cat it. So yeah, I went through all these. You see register, login, and the interesting part here is this one, which says the username of the MySQL and the password, which is empty, and this is not good at all. So how do we connect to MySQL? Well, MySQL minus sorry, I'm still sick. Yeah, minus MySQL minus u root, and hit enter. Now we want to see if we what's inside here, is if there's like anything interesting. So basically, whenever I have MySQL, whenever I have root for MySQL or like any user whatsoever, I try to see if mysql.func is available, or if anything from this is available, if any function from MySQL is available. And as you can see, we have sysexec, and I'm gonna test it like this: select sysexec ls and semicolon, and there's no error. So that means there's no error, and we're good to go. And what I did next is I search sysexec privilege escalation, like that, and going on the first on the first page. If you read through it, you're gonna see that he explains what's happening here. And if I go down to what the actual command looks like, is something like this. So he copies bin sh. So any command that you do inside this, inside the brackets, inside a parenthesis, is executed by root. So it's executed actually by root. So what we can do is copy the bin sh to temp, remove the writes for temp sh, and then give it the rights to be executed as any user. And then yeah, make the rights available for every user, for every user group, I think. If I don't know if I'm mistaken, please let me know in the comment section below. So we will be able to first I'm gonna do the command and you're gonna see. So I say select sysexec of copy bin sh to temp. Don't forget to put this slash, because otherwise it's gonna have an error. Chown root temp sh chmod plus s temp sh, and close it like this and execute it. It worked. All right, and now we check it. We go exit, we go to temp, and we have the sh. And now we execute the sh, and we are root. Nice, it worked. Alright, we go to root and cat the congrats.txt. Yeah. Yeah, and this is it. This was the box. Kinda easy. I was expecting it to be a little harder than the previous ones, but apparently it's not. I'm gonna do the level 5 in a few weeks, or next week, I don't know, because I'm again in the exam period, so yeah. This was it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to thumbs up and comment. It really helps me a lot, and I do appreciate that you guys watch my videos. Until next time, guys, yeah, have a good week. See ya.